Well, hello there, Ghoulie Nation. Malcolm here, back at you with something different on this channel. Something that I've been wanting to do, thanks to two big fans, and for more in the future. Actually, for all the subscribers who asked for this. Um, how to book. This is going to be a mini, an episode on how to book, where I take a superstar or a segment and how would I book it in that nature and manner. Um, the one we're going to book today, which was brought up to me at Fastlane video at Sunday, was the split of the New Day. Now, the New Day is a strange case. We all know I don't care for the New Day, but I'm not going to be hypocritical and make them jobbers or anything. No, we're going to at least try to build the New Day, at least all three of them, to the point. So I have until WrestleMania, all the way till probably, I'm going to do till probably maybe SummerSlam. So with that being said, here we go. I call this How to Book Episode 1, The Split of the New Day. Okay, it seems to me that for SmackDown Live for WrestleMania's WWE Tag Team title picture, we're going to have the Usos defend the belts against the Bludgeon Brothers and the New Day. When that match happens, I believe that the Bludgeon Brothers should at least win the match. So you will have the Bludgeon Brothers become the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions. We'll probably get at least one more on SmackDown tag team rivalry between the Usos and the New Day. I have a feeling that the Usos will probably go to Raw. You can keep the New Day on SmackDown because, quite frankly, we're going to need all the New Day to be on SmackDown for this. So, with the New Day beating the Usos are transferred to Raw, and the New Day comes out, and they, as their jolly selves, and they decide that they want to become the 5-time WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So, with that being said, they, of course, challenged the Bludgeon Brothers, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, and, they can never get over them. They can never beat them. They even tried to go back to their old heelish New Day antics by having Xavier Woods use Francesca, but Luke Harper and Eric Rowan make short work of Xavier Woods. So we get to Extreme Rules. You have the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers, which the Bludgeon Brothers win. And then you can kind of see the dissension in the New Day. Big E is feeling like the team's not focused enough. Kofi Kingston believes that everything is fine and dandy, and then Xavier was trying to have a good old time. So basically, the goal here is just to get Big E to be the one to split from the New Day, because Big E, you can see a lot of talent from Big E. So with that, they do it again on SmackDown Live taping. They're so close to winning the tag team titles, but thanks to a miscue by Kofi Kingston, the Bludgeon Brothers retain the SmackDown tag team titles. So we get to the next pay-per-view, which will probably be Money in the Bank. It will probably be Kofi Kingston being on the outside of the ring, and it will be the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers one more time. If the Bludgeon Brothers wins, the New Day will no longer have any title reigns for the SmackDown Tag Team titles unless the Bludgeon Brothers are still SmackDown Tag Team Champions. So you have Big E and you have Xavier Woods representing the New Day while they face off against the Bludgeon Brothers. It looks like the New Day, once again, is about to win the SmackDown Tag Team titles, but Xavier Woods uses Francesca #2, and he hits Big E in the head by accident. 1, 2, 3, the Bludgeon Brothers, they pin Xavier Woods, and there you have it. The Bludgeon Brothers win. The New Day is no longer title contenders for the tag team titles unless the Bludgeon Brothers are still tag team champions. But we're not going to use that story for here. So it's they put on a really great match. I believe Luke Harper and Eric Rowan can give the New Day a big match, and I think the New Day can actually carry. You can have the Bludgeon Brothers be this dominant tag team, like NXT's Authors of Pain or Sanity. So with that, later, after the match, when the Bludgeon Brothers go backstage, we hear the fans. They're cheering. They put on one hell of a match. The New Day, they tried. They pulled in. Everybody's clapping. People saying New Day rocks. Kofi Kingston comes in. He checks on Xavier Woods. Big E is in the corner, like this, with disappointment on his face. So with that being said, with disappointment on his face, Kofi Kingston talks to Big E, but Big E shrugs away from Kofi, and Kofi is still trying to make Big E smile and Big E laugh until Big E, to the point, completely snaps and beats the living hell out of Kofi Kingston, and also does a big ending on Xavier Woods, to the point he actually loses it. He actually goes mental on Xavier Woods. He beats the hell out of him. He hits him with Francesca number 2. He even does a big ending right on the table. Big E is out of control. Security's trying to stop Big E. Everybody's trying to stop Big E. So Big E turns heel. He's the one that descends from the New Day. He takes off his New Day headset. Everything is off. He is now fully returned to his Big E Langston form. Now, Big E Langston, he didn't really talk that much, but this one, we're trying to make Big E into a powerful monster heel. So the next night on SmackDown, Big E comes out. He does a promo. He explains what he did. Then comes out Kofi Kingston. He says, "Thanks, Big E. Like, it's because of you, the positivity, your negativity, you have literally destroyed Xavier Woods. Like, we're going to kayfabe Xavier Woods is hurt with a broken leg, or just, matter of fact, a concussion." So basically, Kofi Kingston is basically delusional, thinking that that Big E was just doing it out of frustration. But out of the blue, Big E roasts down Kofi Kingston, saying, "Kofi, you used to be one of the biggest high flying, one of the most superior superstars ever. And now look at you now. You're throwing pancakes to the crowd. You're throwing cereal to the crowd. When you don't need to grow up." Kofi thinks about it and said, "You know, Big E, you're right. I was that superstar. But I didn't have fun until I was with you. We were 4-time tag team champions together. Come on, let's be the New Day again. Let's bring that positivity back." Big E gets frustrated and beats the living hell out of Kofi, to the point, well, if they do this, Kofi bleeds at least from his nose, to the point that Big E says at the end, it's that positivity is why the New Day will be no more. So the next week on SmackDown, Kofi Kingston comes out. He's upset, very, very upset. He even comes to the point where he's saying, "Big E, if you want to fight, if you think I can't be that same superstar like I was a long time ago from 2011, you got another thing coming." Here comes Big E. They start going promo wars, to the point till the fist starts flying. Security breaks them up. And then at the next pay-per-view, which I think would probably be, we did Extreme Rules, did Money in the Bank, I would probably say Battleground. The card would look like this. Big E takes on Kofi Kingston. Big E basically beats Kofi Kingston to put on a very decent match. And it looks like Big E is about to do the same thing like he did to Xavier Woods, putting him through a table, busting up, beating up an inch of Kofi's life. But then out of nowhere, we see the return of Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods comes out. He beats the living crap out of, well, actually he saves Kofi Kingston and actually not run Big E off, but Big E just, when he's about to do the big ending on that spot with the big ending, it looks like he was going to do it, but he drops him. Big E drops Kofi Kingston and just literally just leaves the ring. The next night on SmackDown, Big E is saying, "Well, Xavier Woods, you have to show your face again." Xavier Woods comes back, talks about Big E, and say, "You know what, Big E, it was a mistake hitting you with Francesca, but for what you did to Kofi is unforgivable." Then you can see the two tension. Because also, for the New Day, instead of making Big E a star, you can also push up Xavier Woods as well. Because I think Big E and Xavier Woods can actually have a really, really great match between the two men. So, with that being said, Xavier Woods is ballistic. He just literally won't stop. He said, "Big E, you took a month and a half of action away from me, and it's payback time. I'm sorry that I hit you with Francesca. I'm sorry that you feel that the New Day was bringing you down to your full potential, but taking it out on Kofi and taking it out on me, taking it out on your two friends that helped you become the superstar that you are. But if you think that you can do this, no, you still think that wrong." So basically, Xavier Woods and Big E are basically having a battle, basically all through it. So the next pay-per-view, there was Battleground, probably Great Balls of Fire. It's Big E versus Kofi. Not Big E. Yeah, no, Big E versus Xavier Woods. Big E beats Xavier, and then we go on for SummerSlam. Now, for SummerSlam, this one is going to be a little different. I don't think that WWE would do this, but you can have like maybe a tournament, basically, or a number one contender battle royal for the United States Championship. Big E could win that battle royal, and then the next week on SmackDown, he could take on Randy Orton and beat Randy Orton. And then after, when Big E beats Randy Orton for the U.S. title, Big E's the new United States champion. He's saying, "See," telling the fans, "See, I don't need the positive power of positivity. I don't need Kofi. I don't need Xavier Woods. I've got the U.S. title. I've beaten Randy Orton, a former World Heavyweight Champion. I'm living up to my potential. What about you two?" So, out of nowhere, here comes Xavier Woods. He's saying, "Congratulations, Big E, but you and I got some unfinished business. Why don't we settle that business at SummerSlam?" So at SummerSlam. But then Kofi Kingston comes out, and then Kofi says, "You know what? You know what? I agree. You want to see who's the best out of the New Day? You actually think the New Day is dead, like you said, which it could be, which it is. How about this? A triple threat match at SummerSlam for the United States title. Big E defending the U.S. belt against Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. But there is a catch." Big E said this: "Well, shoot, if whoever lose this match will leave SmackDown Live." So the SummerSlam match is there. We have Big E defending the belt. Big E retains, but he pins Kofi Kingston. You can actually keep Kofi out from this rivalry from now on, and then you can have basically the feud between Big E and Xavier Woods. So you're trying to push Xavier Woods, and actually Xavier Woods comes up with some new gear. He can actually go back to his old Austin Creed gimmick. Well, could dress like Austin Creed just a little bit, but just a little bit more, like, not darker, but just like a character that you can get behind. So, with that being said, with SummerSlam, Big E is still the U.S. title, and from then on, we get to see Big E versus Xavier Woods all the way through maybe Survivor Series. You can push Xavier Woods all the way to the point where he can be a good singles competitor. You can keep Kofi off of television for at least probably like a month or 2 months or so, until like there's a shenanigan where Xavier Woods brings Kofi back. And then you can have the big payoff at Survivor Series, Big E versus Xavier Woods, and maybe a no-holds-barred or a ladder match for the United States Championship. Big E can have a successful U.S. title run. He can have a successful heel monster run. And hell, after when the rivalry between him and Xavier Woods is done, then you can push Big E to bigger and better things like the WWE Championship. So that is all what I have for the possible breakup of the New Day. You guys let me know in the comment section below on what you think. If there's some things I could have changed up. Did you like it? Did you didn't like it? I just want to know. Leave the comments down below. And also, it would really help me out for episode 2. I would really love to know what superstar or moment you want me to book. So until next time, I am Mount Ghoulie. Thank you for watching, and you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys the next time. Okay? Peace out, guys.